I did not expect this sitcom to have kind of an underlying theme of motherhood and its importance, and yet it does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of the things I loved about it so much. I mean, it's the part I can relate to the most out of anything I've played, because I'm a new mom, and definitely being a working mom, you're trying to balance your whole life and be the best mom in the world and be good at your job. And for Polly, she's out there trying to date as well and juggle all of these balls. But that part of it was a big part of the decision for me. I mean, there was so much in the script that I could relate to. That line where she says, you know, there are so many ways I could screw Natalie up, and I won't know which one was bad until she's grown up and mad at me. I mean, I find that absolutely so true and so heartbreaking. I love the relationship between Polly and Elaine.
Is your child coming to the set? Will your child come to the set?
We've only shot the pilot for 1 week, but we're starting Monday, and yes, definitely.
Well, see, this is going to be really good for you. You're going to get to take your kid to work. You maybe won't have to work 16-hour days. It'll be nice.
I know. It's kind of it's a bit of a dream situation. I couldn't believe the script when I read it, and I so wanted the pilot to get picked up.
I love that these parents of yours in the show were, I don't want to say horrible parents because they're comedically hilarious, but very free-spirited parents. Is that the way to describe them?
Very free-spirited. And, you know, Claudia Lano, who created the show, she always is in real life, because this is her true story, that between the three of them, they made one responsible parent.
The other thing is, Brad Garrett is very funny. I know Elizabeth Perkins has her comedy roots. You do too. I don't know if you're reading from scripts or if they are giving you the freedom to play.
It's both. I mean, Claudia's such an incredible writer, and the writing's so funny and so tight. And then once we get one down as is on the page, then, you know, they let us play around too.
So who's the funniest person on the set?
The funniest person on the set? Well, Brad comes from stand-up and has us in stitches all the time. Like, he'll, you know, do his scene where he has to wear a towel and drop it and has this sort of privacy patch that he's wearing, and then explain like what that was like down on the way back to the trailers, and he's ridiculously funny.
Is this, just from the first episode, I think it takes us a little bit to the edge. Is that what we can expect for the rest of the season, do you think? Is it just going to take us to the, oh no, they didn't?
Yes, I think so. I mean, I think, you know, what I loved so much about the script was the dynamic and the relationships between all of these people, and I think, and I love that it pushes the envelope, and I love that it takes risks, and that it's wildly fun and inappropriate, and at the end of the day, you see that all these people just really love each other and care about each other.
So I started interviewing you when you were on Roseanne. We continued our talks during Scrubs. Here you are with How to Live with Your Parents for the Rest of Your Life. You have this grand connection to ABC, but when you watch your own work, do you see, boy, I've gotten better, or boy, I like the way I looked, or boy, what do you say when you look at yourself?
Oh, I would never say anything positive, because no actor has any sort of security at all. I think it's your neuroses and your insecurities that keep you working. But I actually did see a rerun of Roseanne the other day, and I was 16, and I had just started, and I was like, oh my God, that was really bad.
It was a really good show.
It was such a good show. Oh my God, and I learned so much doing it. And I think that's it, is that you pick up and just take different things away from each job, and you learn so much from every person that you work with. And that's why when I heard I was going to get to work with Elizabeth and Brad, I was so excited. I mean, I didn't sleep from the second I heard that Elizabeth was offered the part till she took it. The relationship between Polly and Elaine is one of my favorite on the show, and the fact that I get to do it with her. And then Brad is so insanely funny, and nobody could play Max like him. And John Doerr, who plays my ex-husband, is Canadian. He is one of the funniest guys. He brought so much to the part and was ad-libbing a bunch of stuff, and like that whole scene where he like jumps in the pool and has his socks on, like that was all just him doing it on the spot.